Haven't made a video for a while, so here's one. Found this in the trash bin at work the other day. It's a AMD Athlon 64 motherboard. It's not the newest Athlon 64. It was made June 18th of 2006 apparently. It's a Lenovo 3000J series model 8258. This is the front panel from it. It was thrown in the trash for some reason, which I don't know why, because it looks like it's in perfect shape. It has AGP 8X and 3 standard PCI slots. It has USB 2.0, not 3.0. And it has front panel audio, which is a rarity in the room of crappy computers. Well, I mean, except for the Acers and the Dells, but things like this and the NetVistas don't have front panel audio. So, it's nice to have something with front panel audio. It's got 6-channel audio, even though there's only the normal 3 connectors. Most times 6-channel audio has a stack of 3 connectors, and then the other stack of 3 connectors with like orange, black, and yellow or whatever. And then the red, green, and blue normal ones. So, on the back of the motherboard, oh, I noticed something. These are silver. This one's kind of a gold, brass color. Huh. So on the back here, anyway. On the bottom, you'll notice there's these weird things. I don't know what those are for. So, the back there's 2 PS2 ports, keyboard and mouse, parallel port, serial port, VGA, 4 USB 2.0 ports right here, Ethernet port, and the audio ports. There's like a dirt ring around those. Been sicker than a dog these last few days. Anyway, so I found the board. It had no heatsink fan, had no RAM, there was no hard drives, and the case was crushed. Like, I mean, the top was completely smashed in. The CD-ROM drive, which was mounted up near the top, was also destroyed, and the hard drive had been taken out. Don't know who did that. Really stupid of them. But this part of the front panel was not cracked, so I just ripped it off and took it. One thing I noticed about the case is the layout, not only the layout, but like how they stamp the case. Like, things like these are identical to the ones in the Sysnet case, except for in like about 2 spots. And the fact that the Sysnet case has been converted to a desktop instead of a tower. But you can see it was designed for Windows XP. It's an AMD Athlon 64, not an Athlon 64 FX, and not a Performance Edition, which sucks. You can see it's the IBM, or not IBM. Well, yeah, I guess they did inherit it from IBM, that little sticker thing. There's one there, and then there's one on the back, just like IBM always puts one on their case, and one on the front. So, there's that. And the little I/O shield was good. Now, this is spaced differently from most standard ones, because I do have I/O shields that are just like this, but they're kind of cheaper, and on my other ones, they are more, the ports are more spread out on my other one, because, yeah, the audio ports, from everything from here on just doesn't line up because of this huge gap here. Because most of them don't have a gap this big. Okay, that was a bad example, but, you know, whatever. My other ones wouldn't fit, so I just grabbed this one just in case. Pretty sturdy. Made in China. Gotta love that. For some reason, there's a SATA cable sticking out the side. Not the longest one I've seen, but certainly still good. Made by Foxconn. Foxconn makes everything. It's just amazing. So, yeah, if this board works, I'm definitely going to throw in a better AGP card if I have one. Probably don't, though. I'm going to install a card reader, because I still have a card reader laying around somewhere that I stole from the Sysnet, because it's got a second USB header. And one other thing, you know, on the USB headers here. Okay, if I can get this unplugged. Get off. Come on, you. Alright, there we go. See how there's that blanking thing there? Usually that's on the other side, so other USB headers won't fit this motherboard. But the card reader has the detachable one, so it can fit in either one. Okay, am I putting this in the wrong one? I am. So to go in front USB one. I mean, it's not as nice as the Sysnet's board would have been. In fact, if I found this one before I found the Sysnet board, then I definitely would have taken the caps off this one and threw them in the Sysnet. But that wouldn't have worked out anyway, because I guess when I tried to fix it, after I was going to rob caps from another board, it fell off the shelf and broke the PS2 ports, the VGA port, the serial port, and the parallel port off. Well, I mean, it didn't break the parallel port right off. I just kind of tore it off because it was just bent so much, and the other ports were gone, so I figured, you know what, screw it, I'm ripping it off. You can see it uses normal capacitors. Yeah, it has a VIA chipset. Oh, I should put this on macro mode, because I just noticed this camera has it. And this camera also has a stupid strap. I hate that thing. Oh, sorry, I'm sick. Move this. So, there's the PLL that controls the CPU's clock speed. There's the CPU crystal. Yeah, VIA chipset and onboard video chipset and Northbridge here under this little heatsink. I was going to put a bigger heatsink on, the heatsink from the Sysnet board, but the holes didn't line up, so I said, oh, whatever, this probably works. Probably doesn't have the greatest video anyway. So it has two SATA ports, serial ATA, and two standard ATA connectors, in fact ATA 133, serial ATA right there. So for fan headers, there's 1, 2, 3, so I can have a exhaust fan and a front fan if I do wish. Since it didn't have a CPU fan, I just took this one. It was also from the Sysnet. You can see it's not a really big fan. I think this is supposed to have an 80mm fan, but you know, I just bolted it on here into this piece here, and it doesn't really screw into here, so this side kind of flops, but I mean, it still works. So for RAM, I just threw in a 256 stick I found. It just takes a 20-pin power supply, and then of course the P4 connector. Made in China. That's always nice. Little squeaker can there. One thing I would like better about this board is if it had the connector for the PC speaker that IBM put in their NetVistas. That one that could play wavetable from the sound card as well as beep. But there's no header for that, or even, no, there's not even a provision for one. There's provisions for a second COM port and 1394, so you could have front panel 1394, and above this USB port you can see some solder points for a 1394 connector, or two. Sniffles. And yeah, there was places to, provisions to plug in, you know, your CD-ROM, audio and stuff, but they never put that in. Definitely a value board for 2006. In fact, I'd say it's one of the low-end ones from 2006, very low-end. I'm going to say the processor's nothing over 2 GHz. 64-bit though, if that. So yeah, I can see AGP 8X, TM133, DDR400. They print it right on the board. Like, what it is if you're retarded, like USB 2.0. Anyway, so yeah. Hook this up. Oh, and one more thing. I just grabbed the front panel connectors too because they were this weird non-standard thing. You can see for the probably the retail version of this board, if there was one, would have had the standard ones right there. So there's like power, hard drive LEDs, I don't know which is which, and then power button. So yeah, we'll hook this up and see if it posts. I was gonna put the motherboard in the Sysnet case here, but this ridge hit the little rubber thing on the bottom of the motherboard, so it wouldn't completely fit. So I just found a piece of non-conductive plastic and put it under the back of the motherboard so it would be flat when I'm testing it. The power supply I'm using to test it with is a 10-year-old High Pro. Make the switch to High Pro. It's a 180 watt power supply, so hopefully it will be able to test this board without blowing it up, even though it should consume less than a Pentium 4, hopefully. So I'm just got hooked up to this CRT monitor here, and the old test keyboard, so plug this in and see what it does. Oh, piece of crap. Move this, computer screws, compact laptop. Now, here's the fun part. Okay. Nothing happened. It's good. That's not good. There we go. IBM CRTs, gotta love them. Piece of shit. There we go. Damn thing. Let's throw the switch and see if it boots. Ah, yeah, Lenovo. Fan spinning over there, power lights on. For some reason didn't get an error code. F1 for setup. Got my caps lock. Alright, so here we are in the BIOS. System information. Doesn't say anything there. Let's turn on seamless features. Okay, so it's Wednesday, January 1st, 2003, probably because there's no battery. There's no third IDE channel. Oh, it's probably detecting that the SATA as a... Because see, there's master, slave, and then two masters. These are the two SATA ports. Because for some reason it doesn't detect SATA. Year, 1999 to 2098. So it's not... Y3K compliant, I don't know. Year 3000. Oh well, if it lasts that long, I'll crap my pants. Okay, I'd like to see how fast the CPU is. Oh, you can actually change that. How would the CPU frequency be? 200? Oh yeah, it's front side bus, isn't it? Peripherals. Power management. How fast that fan blowing? Ooh, power supply fan's in full blast. It's warm already. Power light is working. That's cool. PC health status, I guess. Why does it not say? It would have to be. It's not there. Can you scroll down, I wonder? No, I guess you can't. That's silly. Can't scroll there. Integrated peripherals. On GPCI Super I/O. It's a pretty good bias. Why the hell would it not say? That's really silly. Oh, wait, what was that? No. There has to be. To change this. Skip that. Maybe it's here. That's stupid. Why would they even do that? Why is the AT clock in there? Yeah. Oh. Spirit fan control enabled. This is really stupid. It's actually kind of pissing me off. Like, why would they not have something that, like, it tells you how much memory it has, showing 196 megs, which is for some reason incorrect. Probably allocating 64 megs to the video. If I could boot it to some sort of Windows, that'd be nice. Yeah, I really need a case for it. So yeah. All right, this is really ridiculous. This is really useless, like, honestly. I wonder what F8 does. Oh, screw this. Oh, wow, that's terrible. It's worse than the first time I booted it. There you go. Oh, there we go. AMD Athlon 64 processor, 3200 plus, 192 megs, 64 shared memory. I wonder if there's a bad RAM chip on that. I don't know. It still works though. So let's check some error. Doesn't say how fast the processor is, but I guess we can find out. Yeah, that's a 64 meg for the video. Got an award bias anyway. Alright. Guess that's it. Should turn it off now. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching.